Hello, friends. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to Empowering Thoughts. My name is Michelle Fondin, and I'm the author of Heal Yourself, A Return to Wholeness, the integration of body, mind, soul, and spirit, and Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy, exploring your 7 energy centers with mindfulness, yoga, and Ayurveda. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I do tarot and astrology readings. You can book that at my website below. I've got my Grogu tumbler with my Ticino dandelion caramel nut tea, as well as my companions here. I've got Gudetama, Hawaiian Gudetama, and Grogu up on top. This topic is the major fallacy in spiritual circles that I'd like to demystify. I was thinking about this when I was in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago, and I had a lot of time of meditation and reflection. And this topic came to me, and ever since it came to me, I was really wanting to treat this topic. So first, I'm going to take a sip of my beautiful tea. Super hot, super yummy. And this is going to be a little more vlog-like than most of my videos on Empowering Thoughts, because I'm going to go with my stream of thought, if you will, about this topic. So the major fallacy that is out there in spiritual groups and spiritual videos and communities that are all about spirituality is that others can deplete your energy. Now, I'm telling you that this can happen, but people cannot deplete your energy without your permission and without you lowering your energy yourself. It's not what anybody else is doing to you. So let's dig deep into that and why I say this is a major fallacy in spiritual circles today. It's just simply not true. People are misguided and misled on this topic. So let's dive deep into this topic about energy depletion via others. You might have most recently awoke on your spiritual journey, or maybe this has been many years in the making. There are many different ways in which you could have awakened to your spiritual journey. And some people came through a soulmate or twin flame journey. Some people came because of a breakup or a divorce. Others have come to the spiritual journey by financial devastation, or even a sickness. So sometimes we go through a major disaster or a major change in our life, and then we awaken to our higher spiritual selves. And then we do things like most people do. We read books, we watch videos, we join groups to find out more about the topic. On this topic in particular about energy depletion and other people stealing, taking, sucking up your energy, we hear topics like narcissists, energy vampires, and we hear these things that are repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated, and you have to shield yourself, you have to protect yourself, you have to have all of these crystals, and you need to lift the curses, and people will curse you. And we hear all of these things about someone trying to steal my spiritual energy, the one that I just found. People are out there just trying to suck it up. A lot of people that come to me in coaching even mention many of these things, like someone's trying to steal my energy. These people are energy vampires. These people are narcissists. All they want to do is suck up my energy. And I need to protect myself and shield myself. And I have all these crystals and I have these anti-curses. And I've even heard like there are like aliens trying to suck up my energy. And all these people are creating black magic to try to take my spiritual energy. All of this is false. I believe that many things have great energy around them, such as having crystals around you. For me, that is a representation of earth energy, just like nature. It is nature if they're real crystals. And anything that is representative of earth energy, albeit crystals, your cat or dog, or any other animal you happen to keep in your home domestically, the birds outside, the grass, the trees, those are all parts of nature. And yes, they're infused with positive and uplifting energy. So sure, have your crystals, but that's not the reason why you're feeling depleted energetically. And if you think because you have most recently spiritually awakened that all of a sudden there are people casting curses on you, or that there are these energy vampires and narcissists that are just ready to steal your energy, the answer is, what happened before your spiritual awakening? What happened before that? Why weren't all these people trying to steal your energy before the spiritual awakening? And then that leads me to, what is a spiritual awakening? And why are you more special, if you will, because you've had a spiritual awakening? Well, a spiritual awakening, of course, is the awakening to your higher spiritual self, your connection to source energy, God, spirit, universe, whatever you wish to call it. And as you have recognized the connection that was there all along, you just forgot you had it, as you awakened to this beautiful spiritual connection to your higher source energy, which is a part of you because you are source energy embodied, and you awaken to the recognition of your higher spiritual self that was always there, that was never not there. It was always, always there. It's just that you opened your eyes to it. So in your spiritual awakening, you opened your eyes to your higher source, your higher spiritual self, the connection to source, and you had a lot of epiphanies in your life. You had a lot of great things happening in your life, maybe not so great things, but a lot of great things, because in the recognition of your higher spiritual essence, you had the feeling of peacefulness and unconditional love and harmony and joy. Again, which were always with you. It's not like they were never with you. They were always with you. It's just that you tuned into the station that illuminated this part of you that is source energy, that is universe, that is your soul. So since you tuned into this source of unconditional love in any way, shape, or form that you did, as I mentioned before, some people come to it through an illness. You awakened to that higher spiritual essence of you, which I talk about, and I talked about it on Monday. I do this chat with the author, so I totally talked about this on Monday, and I'll put the link to that right here with the chat with the author about Heal Yourself or Return to Wholeness. So it was always with you. It was always a part of who you are. You just awakened to, here I am, and I am part of source energy, and I am unconditional love. And so that connection that you had when you spiritually awoke is just a recognition of that which was already there. And so you have your source, the powerful source that is unconditional love, that is bringing you unconditional love. And you're like, hey, it's there. I can't believe it's there, but it's always been there, but I can't believe it's there. So now I'm navigating this new way of being and thinking in my newly awakened state. So since you know that your higher source is the source of unconditional love, and it's not you, the human person, then how could anybody steal that? No one could steal it from you, because unconditional love is a part of you, and it is constantly given to you by your source energy and the source energy that lives within you as part of your soul. And so if universal source can never be depleted of unconditional love, that means you can never be depleted of unconditional love. Not now, not tomorrow, and not ever. What you can do, though, is unplug your awareness that you are source energy. That you can do because you did it before. You did it before when you were not awakened to the fact that you are source energy. And so you just unplugged the awareness, and it was like it wasn't there, even though it was there. So when someone comes to you with lower vibrational frequencies of anger, hatred, doubt, shame, arguments, conflict, and you feel like they're stealing your joy, or they're stealing your goodwill, or they're stealing your happiness, they're not doing that at all. What is actually happening is that you, because you're so tentative in your unconditionally loving being, that is you, because you're connected to source and you're awakening, you realize this. What you are doing is shutting down that part of you that is aware. Because now you're listening to this person, you're being with this person who is negative and down and full of hatred or anger or shame or blame or guilt or any of those feelings that don't feel very good. And so you're in their midst and they're spouting off all of these negative feelings because they too are completely disconnected. They've unplugged themselves from their awareness that they are too unconditional love. And so it feels like they're stealing your energy, but they couldn't possibly steal your energy because they have their own energy and connection to source and unconditional love. What is happening is instead of you remaining in your awareness of connection to source in that moment or in those weeks or days or years or whatever it happens to be when you're with this person, you are forgetting that you are connected to source and unconditional love at all times. So since you forget, you too adopt certain emotions, and it might be because you are people pleasing, or it might be because you want the love and connection. And with that love and connection for you comes lowering your vibration into the same emotions and feelings that this person is feeling. So if that person is feeling guilt, you feel guilt. If that person is feeling anger, you feel anger. So it's not that they're stealing your joy, it's that you are lowering your vibration to match their vibration because birds of a feather, right? If they're a part of your life, whether they're your spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend or mother or sister or brother or best friend or colleague, you want to be a part of their lives. And so you willingly let go of your connection of awareness because you never can let go of the connection, but you let go of the awareness of your connection to source and you lower your vibration by getting into those feelings of negativity and disconnection. So you start to feel angry, and the more they're angry, the more angry you get. And you feel like they're angry, now I'm angry, and they're just stealing my joy because 5 minutes ago I was so joyful, so they're taking it. They're the energy vampire. They are stealing it. When in reality, that's not what has happened. What has happened is you made the decision that it was easier to lower your energy frequency to be with them or to be near them or to have a conversation with them than to remain in your joyful state. So what are some other options if you have people who choose to remain in these lower vibrations at all times or most times? What can you do to not feel as if they're depleting your energy, stealing your energy? What you can do is you can understand that when I'm connected to source and I have the awareness that I'm connected to source, right? So when I'm really connected to source, it means that I'm fully aware that unconditional love is coming to me through my source energy, through God, through spirit, through the universe. So when I feel that I know that I am connected because I have full awareness that I'm happy and joyful and peaceful and in harmony and I'm laughing and I'm having fun and I'm singing songs and I'm dancing in my kitchen while I'm doing the dishes. And then all of a sudden this person comes home from work and there's like a dark cloud that overcomes the kitchen. And I was just so joyful 5 minutes ago. Why is that happening now? Well, what you could do is bring your joyfulness and connection to source through unconditional love to that person. And if you bring that state to that person, that will eventually disperse the dark cloud and that energy. Or you could graciously and gracefully withdraw yourself from the situation so that you can remain in your joyful state that feels connected to unconditional love. And you can just say to that person, I see something isn't quite right now. Maybe you had a bad day. I'm going to let you wind down from your day. And I'll just be over here doing this thing like taking a walk or petting the cat or getting out there into nature and enjoying the vibration of nature, which is already happy and whole. And so when you do that, what you are doing is you're electing to remain in your higher vibrational state. You're not electing to lower your vibrational state to be with them, to be connected to them and their energy. Then you can consistently remain in those high vibrations. You might be wondering now why I am saying that people can't curse you or that people can't put all this negative energy on you. And why am I saying that when you exit a room with a person who is really living negatively, why you feel like you have no energy at the end of that? We as spiritual seekers, as spiritual beings that are awakened to this spiritual journey, we have a tendency to feel bad for those that are feeling bad. Because we now see things in a very different way, we begin to feel bad for them. And so we try to do as much as we can to cheer them up. And then because we try as much as we can to cheer them up, if they're feeling down in the dumps, then what happens is, yes, energetically, it takes more effort to share what is coming from source energy through you, to share that with someone else when really they are supposed to be accessing their connection, taking the plug and plugging it into their source energy so that they have the illuminated awareness that they are also source energy. And so that's the energy depletion you feel. You feel it because you're trying to please them or you're trying to make them feel better. You're trying to cheer them up and make their lives a little easier, better, more happy and joyful. And so you are depleting your energy by doing that. And they need to realize themselves that they have the source energy as well flowing through them. So they need to be illuminated again to the idea that that's where they get their energy. It's not by you giving it to them. It's more about you showing how joyful you are, and that they will then figure out, hopefully, right? Maybe not, but hopefully, they will then figure out, hey, this person that I live with, or my sister, or my brother, or my aunt, or my uncle, or whoever you are to them, they are not my source of happiness and joy. I have that happiness and joy that lives inside of me. I just have to be aware of it. That only answered part of the protests I'm sure you're having inside. If this is something that you've been living by, where you need to shield your energy, protect your energy, put crystals around your energy, and wear bracelets and necklaces that are going to shield you against the negativity of others. So again, as I mentioned, earth energy is always good, right? Earth energy is always good. And it's good to ask your guardian angels to look out for you, but maybe a better prayer or a better mantra or a better affirmation might be, guardian angels, can you please protect me so that I still remain connected to source with awareness? Because again, we're always connected to source, but it's more like connected to source with awareness. And I think that's a better mantra, if you will, to repeat than, oh no, I got to shield and protect myself against the outside world because the outside world is so bad coming in. So that is going to address protest number 2, I guess. I guess that would be number 2. And protest number 2 would be, you can't be afraid and be in source energy at the same time. I'm gonna say that again. You can't be afraid, fearful, and be in source energy at the same time. It's impossible because source energy is not fearful. That's ego, that's your personality, that's your mind. And so if you're falsely believing, because I really feel, and I think we'll address this topic again, but I really feel that newly awakened people are actually more fearful than before they're awakened. Because before they're awakened, they're just bumbling about their daily lives, doing what they do, living more in ego than in spirit, typically, right? Typically, that's the way it goes. We live a little bit more in ego than we do in spirit. And so you're just bumbling about your life when you're not awakened, doing the things that you do, right? In daily life, sometimes you gossip, sometimes you're jealous, sometimes you're possessive, sometimes you're angry, sometimes you're sad, and sometimes you're happy, right? You're just bumbling about, But I feel like when people are newly awakened, with all of the voices around talking about people stealing your energy or cursing you or whatever it is, people who are newly awakened live in more fear than before. And as I mentioned, fear and unconditional love cannot hold the same space. And so here's why other people can't curse you and take away your energy. Because the energy is not yours. It's not your energy. When you are living a spiritual life with spiritual power, with unconditional love, joy, harmony, peacefulness, that's not you. That's not your energy. It is coming through you, but from the human perspective, right? Because I said you are source energy as well. But we're talking about your human side, right? We're talking about your body, your mind, your intellect, your ego, all of which I talk about as we differentiate. I talk about that in this book. I also talk about it in chakra. I'm throwing around books today. I also talk about it in chakra healing. I'm talking about that part of you where your mind, your intellect, your ego, your personality, your body is the human side of you that is not the same as the soul, the collective soul, the spirit side of you. They work in harmony, they work together when they work together, but that's not, the human side of you is the one that generates the fears. And so the good feelings of being spiritually awakened and connecting to your higher spiritual self is the unconditionally loving part of you, which comes through and by source energy. And therefore, since that part of you comes through and by source energy, no one can take it from you. Not a single living soul can take it from you or tarnish it. It just cannot happen. So fear, very human thing. Unconditional love, very godlike thing. So we can't be afraid of other people cursing us or cursing us and then stealing us, our energy, our soul, because that's just a thing of the movies, right? That's just a thing of cinema, the movies, Hollywood. That is not a thing that happens. No one's going to steal your energy. It's not your energy anyways. It's God's energy. And if they want to steal your ego energy, guess what? They have enough of the ego themselves. So what else are they going to steal? Right? So if you were constantly living in fear as a newly spiritually awakened person, it just means that you've disconnected from source. So let us recap, because I just said a bunch of stuff in the last 25 minutes. Let us recap. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. When you awaken to your higher spiritual self, it means that you are connected to it now and fully aware. You were never disconnected, not ever, 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 never, never, never. It's just that when you awoke, you became aware. When you became aware, you felt more feelings of well-being. Then what happened was you went out and searched in various places the meaning of a spiritual awakening, and well-intending persons, but misguided persons, said things to you like, there are energy vampires, there are narcissists, there are people casting curses and black magic, and there are even aliens trying to steal your energy. You must shield yourself, protect yourself, buy all these crystals and wands and scents and incense and all of these things and these candles in order to protect yourself against all this negative energy. And my answer to you is that's nonsense. No one can steal source energy from you. If you're living in fear, that is your ego, your personality, your mind, your human side. If you remain connected with awareness to your source energy, you feel nothing but unconditional love. There you go. So now you know the truth that if you are fearing that other people are depleting you, they cannot do it without your permission. They cannot do it without you lowering yourself to their lower vibrations. And you do that all on your own. So if you want to stay in your higher connected awareness vibrations, then really it's your job to set boundaries with people and to walk away from situations that are causing you to elect to lower your vibrations. Because remember, it's always a choice. So I hope this was helpful and gave you perspective. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. Thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with others who could use a little bit of empowering thoughts. Thank you so much for your support of my YouTube channel. You can purchase one of my 11 published books. You can book a reading with me or join my online meditation course, and I will see you in the next video.